Hello, and welcome back to another stream of Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, as part of our historical order run with our very first playthrough. And yeah, today we're gonna make our way back to Fort Jericho, trying to get access to it at the moment, but first we gotta prove ourselves that we actually deserve to go into it and speak with the people responsible there. And yeah, that's what we're gonna focus on tonight. It's gonna be a relatively short stream, but yeah, it will be good to make a bit more progress of the main story and set ourselves up to be able to finish the game by the end of the week. Hello there, Assertive. Welcome in, and good evening. How's it going today? I hope you had a good start into the new week. Thank you also so much for the free stream streak there. Especially since it was 3 streams ago, I think, that you joined us. So thank you for that. I'm a fan, what can I say? Been there, done that. How's your Banishers playthrough going? Have you actually finished the game? I think you were pretty close the last time you talked about your progress. You finished it yesterday. I did, yeah. Very nice. That's really cool. Yeah, so how would you say, did you enjoy the game, like, overall, now that you you know, finished the main story? Yeah, that's definitely understandable. Not you know, 100% finishing it, because there's quite a lot to it in addition to the main story. Another strange wooden figurine. There's quite a lot of those.
Citizen!
Oh, definitely fair, Assertive, yeah. I don't blame you for, like, you know, doing it on your own time, especially if it's 100%ing the game too. But it would be fun to kind of like try a blame-only run, you know, go the complete opposite way and see how the story unfolds from there. Definitely be quite, you know, satisfying at times, I feel like. Hello there. Hello there, Aura. Welcome in. How's it going?
Citizens.
More coming.
Come and
Citizens.
get your breakfast, boys.
Hello there, Dex. Welcome in, dude.
Get out of there!
I hope you guys are doing well today. I hope you had a good start into the new week.
Wee Highland kiss for you. Never-ending spectres. Thought will run out louder.
These pests don't spring from nowhere.
It is true as well, you know, like, you definitely are being put in a position where both choices, or even, you know, the 3 available choices might really have a good reason for why you could choose them. And it really helps, I think, having that overarching, you know, motivation to blame people by, I mean, resurrecting Antea, you know, being like the biggest reason for Red to do it. So yeah, technically I guess you could argue you're even doing, you know, something in the end potentially, you know, positive. Depending how you look at it. Oh, very nice, Dex. That's great to hear. And yeah, I wouldn't blame you. if you want to do that. You know, it's nice to definitely have a full day and be able to enjoy the game at your own time. But yeah, I hope once you start the DLC for Shadows that you're gonna enjoy it. I haven't really... I mean, there's been like plenty of videos on the DLC already, but I haven't really watched any of them. But it seemed to me like it was still, you know, like a more positive feedback. Yeah, that is very true, Zedev, as well. Like, they find a good way to kind of like reason why the ghost exists in the first place and why the ties are so strong, you know, between who they might be haunting. So I quite like how they handle that as well. That's good to hear, Aura. And yeah, also doing well, thank you for asking. Just pretty busy at the moment, but yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. I've intentionally avoided them, but yeah, you've heard the same. It sounds like it doesn't suck, which is great. Absolutely. And I mean, it's also developed by the guys behind Assassin's Creed Mirage. And they definitely have proven with Mirage that they know how to create, you know, a decent stealth game. And focusing on the more like classic assassin pillars maybe, so yeah, I would definitely hope that the DLC goes in a similar direction.
Reinforcements!
Yeah, I think so, unless I'm wrong. I think it's Ubisoft Bordeaux.
Careful!
They have the first project for the AC series was actually the Wrath of the Druids DLC for Valhalla. And then Mirage was like the first proper game.
Piss off!
That's it. That's the place. Fill in the hole. Bury them all.
Just consulted your friend Dr. Google. Yeah, definitely love to see them, you know, doing more AC stuff. I wouldn't have minded them working on the next, like, main AC game, because I feel like if they have, like, a proper budget and resources, then that would definitely be a pretty decent pick for creating, like, you know, old school AC games. But I'm just glad that, you know, they keep on working on the series, because gameplay-wise, Mirage was definitely a nice kind of like throwback. kind of funny the very like static and quick movements that the character makes. If you want to like fine tune, you know, if you want to like go something specific. Doesn't look that smooth. At least it doesn't kind of like match the animation style of like the other, you know, movements in the game, which are rather fluid.
I should buy the fort a little time.
Let's hope it's not too late for the famous Mrs. Priest.
Stuck.
Looks like you're walking.
Looks like.
That's not ideal. Was kind of hoping for the elevator here. One thing I definitely like that's the character and face model. I mean, kind of like, you know, they add snow when you're actually in snowy areas to the face and the model. Which is also displayed in like cutscenes. But like the beard gets all, you know, icy and stuff.
I wonder how many there are in the fort.
Fewer by the day, I'll wager. Still, better to be inside than out. Brought more friends.
The mountain is awash with specters.
Did the foraging party really come this way?
That would explain why they haven't returned.
Something's concealed.
The fervent decoction. A devotion. Damage taken by Antea is reduced by 30%, but damage taken by Red is increased by 15%. Yeah, no. Hello there, Zomb. Welcome in. And good day. Hope you're having a good start into the week so far. And yeah, it's going pretty good. Playing a bit more Banishers, getting closer to the end of the game. I'm thinking by the end of a week I might have this finished. And yeah, I'm gonna start Black Flag, which I'm very much looking forward to. How's your playthrough going of Clair Obscur?
What is lurking here?
Time to work, Banisher.
I think you verteilt it before, not entirely certain what this game is about, though. Yeah, so this is developed by Don't Notch, the studio behind games like Vampire, Life is Strange, and the likes. And it's basically set at the end of the 17th century. A Scotsman and a Cuban woman, who are also a couple of banishers, of ghosts and the likes. They get caught to New England, the colonies of North America, to kind of like deal with a curse that has been afflicting the town of New Eden. And yeah, we kind of like set out here to kind of like take care of the job and deal with the curse. It mixes, you know, historical and supernatural elements. And yeah, plays, I guess, kind of similar to Vampire, even though I haven't played the game yet, but from what I've seen, it seems to be like in a similar spirit. Also not unimportant, our girlfriend died. Yeah, that's also pretty important detail. Because, you know, being a banisher and having a ghost girlfriend might lead to some conflicting things.
Aye, he said survivor. Let's hurry.
But also gameplay-wise, it changes quite a lot, of course, because you can swap between the ghost world and the real world. Still work in progress, but many working on side content for the sake of farming XP. One of them the other day, just because you managed to get in the area and because you were looking forward to continuing anyways, you ended up defeating both accents. Oh, very nice. Yeah, those boss fights are really fun, I thought. The accents. Definitely like the one that was, you know, charming everyone with like hallucinations and stuff. Was kind of like elegant, but at the same time very intimidating.
This one's not been dead long.
Let's hope he stays that way.
And yeah, being related to Danny Phantom has not been confirmed yet. But you never know.
Looks like they were taken by surprise. There's more of them.
Hogging all the fun.
Reinforcements!
If only I had a chopper here.
Hurry! She's being overrun! Come on!
Friendly ghost. That'll be like a perfect scout. Having a ghost for that. Are the Banishers of New Eden getting banished from the banished place? Oh, only if the door is banished from the other side. Then yes. Hello, Dr. Darling. Welcome in. And good evening. Hope you're doing well. And dude, thank you so much for the 65 stream streak. Yeah, Visages was also a really cool area, Zomb. I quite enjoyed that one too. With the different, you know, like moods of the faces and how the enemies kind of like behaved in it. Indeed, Dex. Yeah, that's some dedication right there.
Aye, still impressive.
Go back to... My boat is shot!
Behind you!
Germany won the Eurobasket, in case I didn't read the news. I actually did, yeah. I did read up on it because I was curious after you mentioned the final being there. I think I also saw a Reddit post, you know, saying that Germany for the first time now won the World Cup and the Euro Cup back to back. But that makes me very proud for sure for the, you know, German guys. It's great to have people like, you know, Dennis Schröder on the team. What a legend.
Throwing a tantrum, are we?
I'm fine. Stop fussing.
Oh yeah, that's understandable, Zomb. Yeah, the next couple of months are gonna be quite heavy when it comes to launches and, you know, new games coming. So, you know, the hype for Ghost of Yotei is definitely there. Well, for me it's mainly the hype of getting to see more of the game, but I'm very happy that, you know, there is a sequel coming. I hope you've been enjoying your Spidey 2018 replay. Can't wait to play those games again as well. At some point I would really like to play those games without the HUD, or at least like minimal HUD. Make it like more cinematic.
A timely arrival. You'll be Haskell's Banishers. Thank you. Thank you both.
You can see me.
Clear as day, just as I can see. This is my husband. I am Helen Priest.
Antea Duarte. This is my partner, Red McGrath.
It is rare that the living can see the lingering dead.
All I know is one day I woke after 7 long years of grief, and my Sebastian was back. It was as if my prayers had at last been answered. That was enough for me.
In times of danger, I am duty-bound to protect the woman I love.
You understand?
Yeah, I think Red understands. Am I going to buy Ghost of Yotei? Minus 100 years to the historical order. That is true, yeah. It's so close to AC Shadows actually, right? It's like more at the start of the 17th century, isn't it? Like very early 1600s or something? Or like very late 1500s, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I would love to play Ghost of Yotei, but I would first have to buy a PlayStation 5. And yeah, at the moment I'm not gonna do that for just a single game. But yeah, what I will be doing is either I get a PlayStation 5 in the meantime until the game launches for PC, or I guess I'm just waiting until it comes out for PC. Not sure how feasible it would be to play Spidey 2018 without the HUD, but it would be interesting. Yeah, try that out a while ago, because I had like a couple different no HUD projects for a while, and have it like as a bigger focus on my channel before the historical order run. And those games I already kind of like set up. The thing is that they don't really have the option to have the HUD fully disabled. There's something for like exploration, I guess, removing the HUD there. But I guess as soon as you enter combat, you're gonna have, you know, certain things back. And you can also decide, for instance, for the scan to still work with a HUD disabled, or at least minimal HUD. But because I wanted to go the extra mile, I've actually also went ahead and installed like a mod which removes all the HUD elements, but that can be a bit tricky because it like removes any HUD whatsoever. Like if you would go into the main menu, there wouldn't be any HUD there. But you can toggle that though with like, you know, a keybind. But yeah, that might be a step too much, you know, because yeah, you still wanna kind of like know where to go for like certain checkpoints. But I feel like a minimal HUD would be maybe a good thing, you know. I'd still have a HUD during like combat and stuff, and I could scan the environment, but apart from that it would be like pretty cinematic. Yeah, Dr. Darling, only have like a PlayStation 4 Pro. I played like quite a few PlayStation games on there, like, you know, Bloodborne, the Spider-Man games, God of War, Uncharted and stuff. But I never went ahead and got a PlayStation 5 because Levi got Series X like a couple years back, and it seemed a bit overkill, you know, between like PlayStation 4, PC and Series X to still also get the PlayStation 5. So yeah, I was considering it for a while, but you know, given how many games came to PC now from PlayStation, I don't mind too much, you know, waiting. I technically also waited for God of War Ragnarok to come to PC, and you know, I still haven't gotten around to actually playing it. So yeah, I think I'm, you know, good waiting. We still have so many games lined up first either way. Yeah, Tsushima is perfect for no HUD playthrough. I mean, the game by itself, you know, is pretty much like very minimal HUD to begin with. And given how so many visual cues are kind of like embedded into the actual gameplay and not into the HUD elements, you don't really need anything, you know, from the HUD, I don't think, to play through the game. Why Series X over PlayStation 5? PlayStation 5 has more exclusives. Yeah, I mean, ultimately it was Levy's decision, because it's kind of like her console primarily. But for her, it's like some of the games that she enjoys playing that weren't or still aren't on PlayStation 5. And the, you know, Game Pass as like a way to have like access to tons of games and yeah, I guess there's still, you know, some exclusives also to the Xbox or like Microsoft Store that some people might prefer. In her case, you know, Forza Horizon, for instance, was like a big reason. But yeah, there's definitely some good games on Game Pass and also like on launch, you know. But if I would have, you know, gotten like a console, I would have gotten the PlayStation 5 because I, you know, already have a PC with Windows on it, so I can play most of the games coming to Xbox either way. So yeah.
7 years. Why come back now?
It did not feel like 7 years. Suddenly, I felt her pain calling to me.
Divine intervention or otherwise, all that matters is that my dear Sebastian is back. Now, when I need him most.
We found the rest of your men outside. They're gone. I'm sorry.
We were overrun. I sent Matthews and Williams with the supplies to race for the hoist.
This was a risky expedition. But Helen had no choice. If the survivors were to rely on Pennington alone, the fort would have already fallen.
I suspect that's so. Sometimes difficult choices must be made. That's courage.
All the courage in the world will be worthless if those in command won't match it.
Pennington did this while monsters relentless besieged the fort. But make no mistake, these men's deaths are on the captain's conscience. If he has one.
How so?
7 years ago, a plague came to New Eden. Pennington quarantined the sick in the mines, walled them up. They were dark times. Hard times. None knew what the morrow would bring. We all lost much. Too much. As second in command, Sebastian volunteered to stay. Walled in with the others, he held out the longest. He died a hero. And now the Forsaken are rising. They demand revenge.
Who would blame them? I watched them die. Soldiers and miners, sick and hungry, begging for help they knew would never come.
Captain Pennington has much blood on his hands.
I'm sorry. You've been through a lot.
We have. We are, and will persist till we prevail.
We should get back to the fort. We will escort you.
I'm afraid I locked us in when I broke the latch.
If there's a way out, we'll find it.
Got a PlayStation 5 that was bundled with Spidey 2 a while back, so given that you already had one and how amazing Tsushima is, you pre-ordered Yote on day 1 of pre-orders going live. That's definitely fair. You know, knowing that you already enjoyed, you know, the first Ghost of Tsushima so much. And yeah, I mean, you know, seeing how Ghost of Yote will follow in its footsteps seemingly.
Impressive. You Banishers are quite something.
That's all her. I'm just that.
A Banisher marched with my father's infantry. Good for morale, he said.
Soldiers usually carry their ghosts with them. War is good for our business.
I take it that's how you met. I know a soldier when I see him fight.
I never worked for the army, but something like that.
I definitely hope that Ghost of Yote will turn out to be just as good as Tsushima. If not, you know, maybe even better, who knows. But yeah, you know, just kind of like evoke some great feelings in its players and, you know, really feel the story and have fun with the gameplay. Yeah, I won't really know, I guess, until the game actually goes out for reviews and stuff. Before we get our own hands on it.
All of this for 2 miserable powder boxes. How low has Pennington brought us?
If you didn't like him, why did you follow him?
I followed his reputation, but he's no longer the same man.
What would you do in his place?
I'm doing it. He sits behind his walls waiting for them to fall, and I'm out here fighting to live. We're fighting for our lives. The captain is in the way.
These internal conflicts are a risk for the stability of the fort.
A necessary risk for the survival of all. But I agree. This must end. You may leave the crates. I'll send someone back for them.
Yeah, the path should be quiet. We cleared the area of the Spectre's nest.
Well, that's a relief. Follow me. White! Open the gates!
Priests! What are you lot waiting for? Open the gates!
Go talk to Pennington. Make him understand, if you can.
Where can I find him?
He hides in his office. You'll find him there.
Where are the others? Williams and the other chap?
Matthews. We were ambushed. They fell.
May God have mercy on their souls.
There's ammo in the elevator. Send Shepard and Abbott to bring it down.
Captain Pennington.
No time, no way out. No hope, no way in. No time at all.
Captain Pennington, sir.
Mr. McWraith, you live.
There's work to be done.
Work? You had work. A mission. To bring one last glimmer of hope. To gladden our hearts before the pit takes us all.
You secretive bastards haven't helped.
The job is done. There's no more hope and little enough time. All that remains is the pit. Welcome to the last stand, McWraith. Welcome to the end.
I wouldn't surrender just yet, Captain. I found Helen Priest. We brought supplies. A waste of effort on both accounts.
Hardly. We saved a life. Resupplied, you may save more.
For the sake of what? For the sake of days, a week perhaps. You've saved no one. You've prolonged the terror. The dead will come. Our throats will feel their bony fingers soon enough. The end is inevitable.
Man, this guy's a bit gloomy, isn't he? Chap dude. Things are just peachy. He bought Hollow Knight Silk Song, started it this evening. Very enjoyable, even though the story is very vague, almost like Dark Souls. Oh yeah, you mentioned that you had bought it, but that's really cool that you started it as well now. I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. Yeah, it seems to have been such a, greatly anticipated game. And so far, there's been lots of love for it. Definitely seems to be, on the higher difficulty level, I guess. But I think, if people seek out Hollow Knight, they probably also seek out, potentially a challenge. But yeah, that makes sense, being similar to Dark Souls from the gameplay that I've seen so far. Even though we have like the 2D, it's definitely very Metroidvania of like, going back and forth between places, having new pathways pop up and, those kind of things. Lots of boss fights, I guess, as well. This captain looks unwell. Yeah, I think he's seen better days. Look at the armor that he's wearing. Just like casually in his, tent. Having that kind of armor. Must be a bit uncomfortable actually, sitting down with it. He looks undead. Yeah, or at least very close to being dead. Maybe he's stepping on death's door already.
The people man the ramparts, ready to fight.
You sound like Priest. She has changed. Her return to Fort Jericho has made her impulsive, irrational, quarrelsome. I believe she did not fully grieve her husband's loss. Returning to the scene has, it seems, reopened the wound. It festers. She'll join the lieutenant soon enough. When our defences crumble at the last, the pit shall take us all.
I mean, given that, she still has her husband's ghost there, he's probably not wrong in assuming that she hasn't fully coped with her death yet. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have appeared after 7 years, But who knows? I mean, there can be many reasons why he would come back.
Fair to say your tactical retreat from New Eden town has not served you.
The town was doomed to fall to the curse. We disagreed on everything. There was nothing left to do but leave. We did not know there'd be no escape. No Smith gathered the board and the governor let the affair flock to him. We never agreed on anything in the first place.
Oh, sorry, Zomb. Sorry, I kinda thought that I already answered to that. Because I was kinda like reading it, but then waiting for the cutscene to end, and then it kinda like went over my head a bit. But yeah, that's definitely, understandable too. Having like one song that you like love so much, you just can listen to it on repeat. But it's kind of funny sometimes, like not understanding the language, but then, still humming along or even getting to, recount the words without really understanding what they mean. Reminds me of like being a kid and listening to like English songs before I even understood the English language. And granted, there were like so many songs. Most of the songs in radio, on English. So, yeah, as a kid it was also kind of like interesting sometimes, singing along but not really knowing one single word.
The governor is no more. His son takes charge. They rebuild as best they can.
Little Lammy Haskell? Truly? Well, better him than his father. May the vacuous peacock rest in peace.
Hey, that's a new rest in peace. Or requiescat in pace.
The new smiths are holed up in the woods, planning soon to leave for Boston.
They may leave for Boston, but the curse will follow. The curse will follow until their backs are against the wall.
How do things stand, Captain, as you see them?
Little has changed. The dead flood from the mines. We shoot them down and gain respite. Soon, the onslaught begins anew. The clock of our extinction ticks on towards the hour. We may no more defeat the dead than we may vanquish the ocean waves.
Have a guess as which song you're referring to? I would assume it's that boss battle theme, where we go like super wild and goes on for like 10 minutes or so or something. I'm not too sure. I have no idea how it's called. Or maybe it's the one that they sang at the Gamescom event. It has like a French name, so that's why I can't recall it. In addition to being a name, but it's also in French, so I have no idea. But Rain from the Ground, I'm not too sure which one that is either, just from like hearing it. I listened to quite a bit of the soundtrack, like also beyond finishing the game. But my favorite tracks I listened a lot to were Electric Tides, especially the better part of it, which is part of a better theme for Flying Waters. And another one I really like is Cloud of Anxiety, which is more of like a ambient, kind of like darker theme. It's not really tied to any kind of like gameplay. I don't think it's more like a cutscene soundtrack. Was it that boss fight music that you were pointing out that I also had against the big cat enemy, maybe? With a synth and dance track. I think that might have been it. That's the one zombie. That was the one I was thinking of, but yeah, I couldn't, recount the actual like French name. Don't remember the boss name, just know it's under what area. Gotcha. Yeah, there's just so much great music in the game. It's definitely crazy to think how long the actual soundtrack is. But I think it's also one of those situations where they probably released every single song on the game, which is, a bit untypical sometimes for some games. They have like the entire soundtrack being released. Often they would just, do like a selection, I guess. But I really like that they did, because now people can listen to their favorite versions and, parts of the soundtrack. Hello there, snakes. Welcome in. Do you remember the world map song Déchire la Toile? If I would hear it, then probably. But just by reading the name, I couldn't really tell you which one it is exactly. But I spent a lot of time on the world map, like on the continent area, and also fighting enemies. So I would definitely have heard it. I can't say I remember it exactly.
Folk have little enough hope, and you're leading them further into the darkness.
I've heard the whispers, the murmurs, the plotting from the shadows. We hold till the last. We resist, till retribution rises from the pit and drags us all to hell.
Well, that's something worth waiting for.
I fail to see the appeal of this slow agony.
How unfortunate. Because thanks to you and the time you bought us, the agony will be all the slower.
Permission to take my leave, Captain.
And if I refuse it?
Are you trying to recruit me, Captain? Do you really think I'd take the King's shilling?
If I were to offer enough shillings, I'm sure of it. I need no new lieutenants. But if you wish, you may stay. This key unlocks the unused watchtower. You'll bill it while you're here.
Why, thank you.
On the one hand, a captain beaten by the world. On the other, his rival, haunted and mutinous.
In a fort besieged by vengeful specters.
Behind all the shit, there's something else. Something darker.
It's very underrated for one of the plays when you're traveling to the old battlefields at the start of Act 2. I see, yeah. Yeah, each ending and beginning to one act, you know, were so impactful. And the music played a big role in kind of like really carrying that emotion, you know, that one felt upon, you know, getting to the end or start of one of the acts.
Could be worse. Could be underground.
So when you're saying the Monaco theme, do you mean the Monaco boss battle theme against him? Or do you mean the ambient theme when you're kind of like in the camp and talking to Monaco? Another King James Bible. Lots of Puritans settling here. But speaking of soundtrack, this game still has no official release soundtrack as of yet. And this game launched last year. And I still have no idea why. The guy who actually done the soundtrack for this has done quite a lot too. Like, he did the soundtrack, for instance, for the Viking TV show. Okay, we can upgrade our Saber and Firebane, which I definitely wanna because it's still only level 2 here, level 3. Then we can upgrade the rifle. Yes. We could also upgrade the amulet here. Two times even. And we can upgrade the decoction. Oh damn, can even make it pristine. Very nice. Got some good upgrades done here. They combine the music so well with moments in the game. They absolutely do. Yeah, especially like the boss battle themes I really enjoyed as well. For example, the Landmaster theme is just so different in its vibe to like other boss battle themes. That's very fitting. The jazzy one from a boss fight, yeah. There's even more than one of that boss fight theme too. Interesting. But yeah, that one definitely sticks out with the jazz tunes. You're midway through the old Battlefield, you can see why people love the game. Who's my favorite character to play as? Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, such a great game, and you're definitely in for a ride as well. Yeah, so my favorite characters to play as were definitely Mael, because I really like the stance mechanic, and, you know, I like kinda her style and the damage output, for sure. But also really enjoy playing as Verso once I unlocked him. And by the end of the game, also Lune. Like, Lune turned out to be such a powerful character. I definitely also like Xiao and Monaco, but Lune, Mael, and Verso were definitely my, you know, main trio of characters.
Banishers, may I have a word?
Helen, something wrong?
Apologies for disturbing your rest. I'm afraid it can't wait. What did you think of the captain?
I saw an officer alone. A proud man turned to stone, perhaps by years of war. I saw a broken man.
I did not see the tyrant you described.
Inaction is tyranny. He will not act, but nobly get the hell out of the way.
I do not disagree, but the captain needs help.
I too was a soldier, broken and haunted. With Antea's help, I recovered. Pennington may need the same.
Leave Pennington to me. The good folk of the fort need your help. You are Banishers. The dead, you'll have noticed, hammer at the gates. I would like you to go into the mines and find out what enrages them so. I would like you to do what the captain will not.
And while we deal with the hordes of angry specters, what shall you be doing?
When the mines are purged, I'll oust Pennington.
Ah yeah, that's correct, Zomb. I remember that fight when I was trying to get off relationship level to the highest. Not gonna lie, he actually smacked my ass on the first try against him. I attempted that fight a bit early, but the second time was a lot easier. Oh, that's really nice, two snakes. Yeah, I love combining that, you know, hit for health. Or health or like damage mechanics. Yeah, for a while I ran Verso with like auto take, kinda like double turn build. Which can definitely be quite fun, you know, like getting another turn after auto taking. And also having auto tech be connected with like getting AP back and all those kind of things, because one turn you can use to kind of like get you to one rank that you need in the next turn to get an advantage, like B or S rank or something, and then use the abilities that benefit from it. Ah yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense, given that you're still like early into Act 2. But yeah, I think you might be able to find it soon. Yeah, for sure. Like Luna can also 100% benefit from having that second turn, you know. In one turn you could use one ability to kind of like get certain stains, and then the next turn you have exactly the stains that you need to trigger the benefit of another ability, for instance. Need to play Expedition 33 too? Absolutely, dude. You won't regret playing more of it. Such a fun game. But I don't have the perseverance to actually go for 100% though. I try to play beyond like finishing the main story, but there's a lot of like backtracking involved, and the game doesn't really track quests and all that kind of stuff for you. So yeah, kind of like given up on the 100% for now. But that's fine, because you know I still had a great game, a great time with the game. That's what I was running by the end game with Luna. You know, setting myself up with Elemental Genesis, because they can get a weapon that gives Luna 2 random stains upon turn start if she doesn't have any stains. So you start with 2 stains, then you can use one ability as a setup for the second turn for her to have 4 different stains. Then you can use Elemental Genesis for 4 AP, and the damage you get out of that is just insane. And then of course you have used all of your stains again. So upon, you know, the next turn start, you have again 2 random stains. You can do the same thing again. Granted that you have enough AP management. I haven't fought Simon. Yeah, I haven't done that fight yet. It's supposed to be the hardest in the game, as far as I know. Absolutely Zomb. Yeah, as far as I've heard, New Game Plus also changes a few things up. But also guess, you know, it would change it up automatically just upon replaying the game and, you know, seeing all the dialogues make sense, you know, in a different way. Like having that angle of like, you know, beating the game. And learning everything you learn across the 3 acts. Which you don't know yet at the start of the game. Yeah, it's a very fun combo for sure. I guess it can also get a bit boring after a while though, you know, because it's kind of like guaranteed to be devastating. But it hasn't gotten too boring for me yet, and I've used that combo for quite a while. Simon is something else. Yeah, that's what I heard. He definitely is there to humble you.
How goes it with Sebastian?
I'm not sure. I had never let go of my grief. I was bereft, empty. His absence gave me substance. I clung to it. Useless, really. My husband died in the dark with nothing but my handkerchief to soothe his last moments. And now, he's back. If each worthwhile thing in life is to be lived, and then when it is gone, to be grieved, then what now? I have to believe our love is enough.
Am I gonna replay the game soon? I'm afraid not, due to how many games, you know, I yet wanna play in the future. It's definitely one of those games I wouldn't mind replaying soon, you know, because I'll probably focus more on like, you know, just building the main story maybe with like fun new, you know, builds and stuff. But yeah, given that, you know, I kind of want to choose my streaming time carefully, you know, there's still like so many other projects that I'm kind of like working on or want to work on. But I definitely want to replay the game at some point, and I would also love to stream it. But yeah, that could still be, you know, a while away.
Love is hard work. We are bound to grieve all the different versions of ourselves. And theirs.
I try to hold him and cannot. It taunts me. It was almost easier when he was gone.
All things are fleeting. Gaze upon the ghost you love and you can't deny it, bitter though the thought may be.
Yes, 'tis a blessing and a curse. Yet against all reason, we persist. Let us make the most of time remaining.
Is it your belief that Pennington's quarantine lies at the heart of the problem here? That this is why the dead rage so?
What else? He walled them in. Miners, nurses, soldiers, the healthy or the sick. He buried them all, and then he lied about it. I'll brook his callous cowardice no more.
The callous cowardice. I like the way that sounds.
Where do we go?
There is a second tunnel into the mines. The entryway was walled shut during the quarantine. Getting there will not be easy, but the barricade should fall without too much difficulty. After that, who knows?
Underground again. Wonderful.
If it soothes you, I too am taking a significant risk. The captain has a penchant for locking people up and leaving them to rot. Some years ago in New Eden Town, the captain locked up an innocent woman. A fate I wish to avoid.
Going from a Scottish accent to a Welsh one soon? Absolutely. And yeah, I'm super excited actually to get back to Black Flag. It's been a while since we last played it. Gonna be a fun time. I still haven't 100% decided yet what I'm gonna do exactly with the game. But I have some ideas, and I've also worked out the timeline now, like the actual order of events for Black Flag itself. Always appreciate a good alteration, absolutely. It's actually nice to see sometimes. If it doesn't feel like very forced, but you know, very fitting.
Pennington the jailer. Do you speak of Deborah? What did he do?
I was away from New Eden Town at the time. Rumours said she was a witch, I later heard. And so too did the captain. The court agreed. Who knows what urges drove the captain then? He is a secretive man, and always has been.
We should go.
Then it's agreed. When you're ready, you'll investigate the mines. Take the hoist to the waterfall, near the outpost you first found me. From there, it is not far to the tunnel. Keep your wits and all your luck about you.
Level 16. In quest completed. Isolation. I started a flame in the dark. Black Flag is still one of Ubi's best games overall, quite a fun time. That's one you should get to replaying someday too. I've definitely caught lightning in the bottle there in terms of like creating a pirate game that still, you know, has been difficult to kind of like match on that level. And it's interesting
An
because
innocent woman jailed.
AC3 already have the puzzle pieces, but you know, Black Flag kind of like piece them together. But yeah, it's great to see sometimes, you know, when you have like a really capable studio work on the sequel to the newest engine entry. And, you know, really improve on like pretty much all fronts. Because it's not necessarily given. For example, when you look from like Unity to Syndicate, it's more like quite a few downgrades in addition to some upgrades. But yeah, Black Flag was a great sequel, like from a gameplay level to AC3.
It's barbaric. An officer must be just, or else it all unravels.
Helen is right. The truth lies down there.
as wolf pelts
somewhere.
go, it's pretty.
I suspect
more than
Deborah
enough
is
of
at
them.
it again.
Folk in Boston are not short of wolf pelt. What do I do with this?
You're a merchant.
Rebecca had a plan for herself and Ferdinando. Look for a store.
Ready for another ride?
Circumstances aside, this is quite romantic.
Swarming hordes of spectres aren't to your liking.
They are if I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm quite curious about the remake for, or remaster depending, for Black Flag as well. I guess it's gonna be more of a remake. But yeah, if it is, then I reckon it would change quite a bit about the gameplay.
Not as romantic as you'd thought, eh?
Maybe now's the time to ask you to marry me.
Try it and I'll cut the rope.
You know, it could be that they're actually basing it off Skull and Bones, like on the engine that Skull and Bones is using, and given that Ubisoft Singapore is the one who also did, you know, were in charge of the whole naval stuff for Black Flag, and then created Skull and Bones. It could be that, you know, they're using that as a baseline to creating Black Flag remake. It would make sense, I guess, from, you know, a developing standpoint, but yeah, just hoping that they still make it feel, you know, as Black Flag did, because I feel like that's important in a remake. Still want to make the game, you know, feel similar. Not like a totally new one.
Move it, Red.
Yeah, alright. Keep your romantic stuff to yourself.
What a beautiful view.
Every morning I wake to a better one.
You trying to charm me, lady? I'll warn you. She'll definitely work. See that corpse? I could use a ritual.
That's so cute. It's disgusting. Exactly. That's a spirit that I also live by.
Something's nearby.
Where is it? Blocked. I hope there's an...
Focus, Red.
They never learn, do they? It won't do.
Let me shoot. Wait, I can't shoot there. Motherfucker. I mean, of course I can't hit it from here either. I guess I have to step up there or something.
Was that?
Yes. Something's here.
There's the last one.
Banishers. I see you found your way.
Sebastian, what are you doing here?
Difficult though it be to walk these dark tunnels, I'll guide you as best I can.
Thank you. When you're searching for the source of the wrath of the hordes of the dead, it's nice to bring a friend.
I fear their anger justified. This place knows much tragedy.
Pennington did a great and terrible thing. Your death must feel like an outrage.
I am a soldier. I took the shilling. Death is part of the bargain. One dies so many may live. I served the sick and the dying. When my turn came, I was ready. But now, in the fort, there is no noble sacrifice. One dies, so all may also die.
Tell us a little more about Helen.
I'm not sure what more I could tell you. My wife is a strong woman. What you see is what you get. Every day I feel blessed to have a partner and best friend by my side. I had never expected her. When she came into my life, I came home to myself. Made me want to be a better man.
Oh, I know the feeling.
She gave me a handkerchief. I died clutching it. A symbol of our love. She was and is ever in my thoughts. She is my world, now until the end.
What shall we find down there?
The rage of the Forsaken. They trusted him. He betrayed them. He abandoned them. I doubt they can be placated.
We must press on.
Stay close. Whenever you're ready.
Let's remind you of which of 3 bonus quests were added with the last big update. Oh yeah, I know which one you mean. In general, this game definitely has reminded me on Witcher in some ways. I mean, the supernatural, mixing it with kind of like realistic elements, of course. But also the fact that you're playing like, you know, like a contract for hire.
I hope.
Pity. I was enjoying this wee promenade.
You know, kind of like jack of all trades, kind of like a contract for hire. You know, you're banishing supernatural forces. You're fighting monsters as Garrett. It's definitely, you know, some elements. Dialogue about death being a benefit for others kind of has the for those who come after sentiment from Expedition. Such an iconic quote.
Oh,
It really hits different
I think you can get down from here.
when you finish, you know, the second act. The first act, I mean. And get into the second act.
Everything all right?
Let's just get this over with.
Aye, still impressive.
Pennington ordered the barricades fast. I barely had time to bid Helen farewell.
That must have been hard.
A soldier is called to sacrifice.
The Nuitan Curse, the loss of a sense of time. I'm afraid to read my previous pages and realize I've only written down incoherent babbling for months. I've tried to keep track of time by carefully noting each say in a separate notebook. But some days it is like I'm not sure anymore that I marked the previous day, as if too much time had passed since I added a tick on the paper. Too often in the last weeks I found myself by the shore, or the cliff, or the mill, without remembering how or when I went there. And when I ask around what day we are, it is like nobody can give me the good answer, and at least the same answer. This is the curse, alright, always more insidiously poisoning our minds. I think this is my last attempt to remember what happened to us all. Working is the only thing that matters, and help me go through each day. I must not forget to work. Tomorrow I shall throw these pages away, as I promised to do so long ago. I mustn't forget to go to the hill, where the wind is the strongest. Lucy. Requiescat in pace. Because Lucy is no more, I think.
Kiss for you.
The spirits of these soldiers were angry.
Soldiers weren't spared. Those not taken by sickness or thirst died of despair.
Which one took you?
Despair. Most definitely.
These tunnels go surprisingly deep.
In its heyday, it was quite the operation. You see, this cart upon cart rose to the surface, piled high with ore.
I told Gray the tunnels were hellish hot. But Wilson says he can't do much about it. Keep feeding the furnace, says he, if you want your meager pay. That sounds nasty. You all right?
Wouldn't fancy working here with the furnaces running.
The work men did here was meant to make me rich.
Letter from a miner. Sweetheart, I write to you direct because your mother told me you were sad to hear my most recent news. All is well. We're locked in for our safety that the disease may no longer spread. We have nurses to tend us and the men of a train band bring us food and water and other supplies. Soon this will all be over and I shall come home. We shall go fishing on the river and play with Dudley. I shall teach you to shoot. That shall be our little secret. Help your mother in the house and at the market. Look after your brother. Say your prayers and stay strong. I shall see you soon. Your father, who loves you very much. Dudley, huh? Immediately reminds me of the bully kid from Harry Potter that Harry Potter's growing up with as a muggle. A letter for mine? Ner? Yeah, I guess in this case it was a letter from a minor. Or a minor.
I feel the dark curse or spell we found already.
We should find that ritual Seeker told us about. I've kept her notes about the hut location. Stuck, damn it.
There's a strong spectral presence down there.
A lot of us died down here.
It's fine.
What the hell was that?
Uh-oh.
They're coming.
Shift your balance.
Not gonna make this easy for me. Great! Oh, fuck. Get lost, boy.
Nice of you to join us, Sebastian. Care to explain what the hell we just heard?
I can't.
What now?
I say we push past the blockade. Follow me, please.
What's this?
A makeshift checkpoint. The halfway mark.
Are they expecting to face a regiment?
In a way. We knew the dying would try to fight. We had to keep them from infecting the rest.
Charming.
Can't blame a man for wanting to make it home alive.
Nothing must leave the mines. Nothing. Orders from Captain Pennington. Lieutenant Priest, you disappoint me, soldier. Folk outside await your word of comfort from within the mines. I couldn't read them your most recent report. We face a formidable crisis, and each must play his part in preventing the spread of a disease. If it were not, you must persuade them. This is the mark of a leader. After this letter reaches you, I will wall up the mines. The quarantine will hold, and so will you, son. Remember your training. When this is over, I look forward to welcoming you and all those that you saved, to reward you for your courage. You are the last line of defense, Sebastian. Be brave, be strong, stand firm. Saul Pennington. Sebastian feeling kinda sus right now. Yeah, he also wanted to lead us, through here very badly. I wonder why. Nothing except for Barrock. That'll be fitting. You shall not pass.
Cut off the food.
He decided we weren't worth saving. Damn him to hell for it.
Reason enough for a Spectre to rage. Press on.
The living quarters are ahead, if you insist.
Registry log, 30th of June, 1688. Reception at entryway 2, 5 boxes of ammunition, 2 loaves of bread, coffee, 3 blankets. Exit from entryway 2, marked.
Think you could take on a ghost? On your toes, Scotsman.
Scotsman? I have a name, lady.
Shift your balance.
Die, you bastard!
Sometimes you just say husband when you're talking to your husband instead of using his name. Yeah, it definitely can be funny. I mean, I've been there before, I guess. Not in calling, Levy my wife or anything, because we're not actually married. But, being like woman or something. But it's not like a regular thing or anything. And then he goes, yes, a wife. I can picture it. That's a baller reload animation.
Is there a mutiny?
Yeah.
Failed.
Why did you not mention this before?
My heartfelt apologies. I suppose the memory was just too painful.
It's also quite impressive how fast he's reloading that rifle. Considering that this is end of the 17th century here. But yeah, he's decently fast in reloading. How's it going, Calyx? Welcome in. He's retort too, so if you need something you can't reach, you just go, hey Hawkeye, long man, big arms. Levy does the same thing with me, because Levy is actually very small. And, well, I'm not like very tall, but in comparison to her, I definitely am. More like average size, I guess. Maybe a bit taller than average, but not by much. How tall? Well, I'm like 180 centimeters. Which I guess is like pretty average. I've like no idea what the actual average is in Germany.
That's for sure.
perhaps in our pain,
Guess it might be one of the taller countries.
free, we made chains.
More importantly, how do we break them?
I see a weak link.
Jesus, so he's like 2 meters tall. Yeah, that's a big guy.
Red, I see a weakness. Let me show you.
I would be tiny next to him. Taller than you are. So how tall are you then, assertive? He's very tall and skinny, slender in style. I guess you could definitely wear that for Halloween then. 177, gotcha. Well, not by much, but yes, a little bit taller. Jesus.
Whatever's down here, they're not like that.
Unleash your chains. In it.
This isn't over yet. Ride it out.
This bike's not easily tuned.
Watch out. Spectre possession.
Red, look at this.
Quite small for the Netherlands. Most guys see around 185. Jesus, yeah, that's a pretty tall average. Holy shit. But the Netherlands is probably also one of the top countries in terms of like average size. The 167 centimeter twins. You're just realizing you might be the shortest out of your siblings. And you're the oldest. That's a classic, isn't it? The Levy is like 154 or something centimeters, so she's like really tiny in comparison to me.
Shall we?
You run, you almost put everything into your gun, and by the end you were like doing 800 damage with it. It's definitely nice too, you know, focusing on like one aspect a bit more and being like super overpowered in it. Damn, so Netherlands is actually the top country then. Holy shit. With 183.8. Damn, yeah, that's really tall. So by Netherlands standards, I would be considered tiny. So just had a look for Germany, average height for men, and in Germany it's like more like 179 centimeters. So I'm just like 1 centimeter above German average. But yeah, pretty much exactly average. You're 189 centimeters, but you don't feel tall. I guess it's kind of like in between the, you know, like average and like tall spectrum. I guess once you're kind of getting at like 195 or something, it definitely might feel like taller in comparison. Like in its effect, I guess.
Yeah.
Rating goes Netherlands, Montenegro, Estonia. Montenegro. Interesting. Estonia doesn't surprise me. In a way it does, but not that it was like a Eastern European country. Always wish you were taller. In a way, I wouldn't mind being like a bit taller sometimes, but at the same time, it can also be more comfortable not being super tall. For example, when you're kind of like traveling with, you know, public transport, or like if you have to take a flight or something. If you want to sit in a car, you know, being like too big can definitely be a bit of a hindrance. One of my mates is also like about 2 meters tall, and he definitely like to complain about those kind of things. Germany isn't even in the top 10. Damn. I definitely expected them to be in the top 10. Or at least top 15 or something. It was Shane from the other side. That's correct. You had to buy a special shower head. Did you know? That's really funny. But I think with our shower head you would also have issues being 2 meters tall, to be honest. It doesn't reach like super far into the height, and also it's like, you know, put into place, it's also not like, I think, 2 meters height. Tall people also struggle with the weights if they're too small. Yeah. Yeah, definitely can be tricky. Same goes for being like very small, you know, like finding actual clothes that, you know, fit. If you're just, you know, an adult and just on the smaller side. Because that's Levy's issue sometimes. Hello Valeo, welcome in dude. Good evening. And how's it going? Good to see you. The showers aren't tall enough for your husband. Gotta get an extra tall shower head. Yeah, and then you go like into a hotel or something, you know, and can't even properly shower there. Or at least you gotta like... Now I'm imagining that he has to like duck in the shower. Just to kind of like get to wash his hair or something. Also cool seeing this game since it's made by the people who made Vampire. Apparently they're set in the same universe. Yeah, they're made by Don Notch, the developer behind Vampire, but also Life is Strange. And it's definitely also one thing that got me intrigued in the game, because Vampire is the one I play. I'm quite intrigued by. And this game definitely follows in a similar footsteps, I would say. Mixing kind of like supernatural with history, and you know, the combat and gameplay, the choices, the writing. Even though I haven't played Vampire, from what I've seen, it seems, you know, similar enough for sure.
Traces of a ghost's memory resonate here.
I didn't know that it was actually set in the same universe though. But I was actually wondering, you know, whether or not there might have been. There's so many years between them, so I guess there definitely could have been. Or he likes being tall, but he's also constantly bonking his head on tree branches. Not kidding. And he has blood pressure issues, most likely due to his boat. That really sucks. I mean, hitting your head, you know, on like tree branches, that's kind of like funny, I guess. But yeah, it really sucks that, you know, he has to deal with blood pressure issues. Just because of his boat. Like, if it doesn't even, you know, matter too much.
Voices from the dead, Ripple.
If you like living healthy or something. Germany is on the 19th place with a 180.3 average. Gotcha. Yeah? Yeah, that's crazy that Netherlands is like so far at the top. Didn't know that. Vampire is very dialogue heavy, but in a Detroit Become Human kind of way, you think. Lots of choices and investigation, and the combat is fun. Definitely same universe, cause there's an organization mentioned in this game from Vampire. Ah, gotcha. That's really cool. I'm looking forward to actually spot that connection once I get to Vampire in my historic order run. Because I definitely plan on playing it. Vampire's the best voice actor. So which one is that? You mean the main character?
They told us to stay put for a few days, and we listened. When days turned to weeks, we made do. Now food's running low, and they've bolted the doors. We must act now, before it's too late.
Yeah, no worries, Leo. Definitely get it. I'm also a bit tired. Been a long day. The dying must die alone. Well, I guess if it's like a plague or quarantine, then maybe they have to. Also, you can only buy clothing from Old Navy because they sell tall slim shirts. I mean, that's good for what they do. Because it would be tricky to get them otherwise. You'd have to get like custom crafted shirts or something, or just, you know, buy like oversized shirts. Anthony Howe, he's also in Call of Cthulhu and Elden Ring. Ah, yeah, that's right. I remember Rod talking about like when he played Call of Cthulhu and Vampire. About the actor being in both games. I didn't know he was also in Elden Ring though. But I guess that's another road to look forward to.
What's that mark mean?
I've seen it in books. Necromancy. Corpse raising, spirit control, that kind of thing.
Have you heard of a ghost able to raise the dead and control them?
I thought they were myths. Perhaps I was wrong. But we do our work. Come on, let's break these chains.
Those who attack militia or nurses will be isolated and starved. Jesus. That's a bit harsh. You wonder if we share the same opinion on a piece of lore in this area? Well, I'll definitely share my opinion if we come across it. Ah yeah, so that's how we can change direction here. That's cool. Art was in that cabin, was it? Yeah, gonna see if I can figure out how to get there and still.
Did you feel that?
It's close.
Any who try to leave will be shot dead. Okay, got an elevator here. Can't imagine why the ghost is so mad. I can't either. They don't really have a reason to complain, do they? Hello there, Mita. Welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for the raid. And welcome in, raiders. How was the rest of Cyberpunk today? I hope you had a good time.
Crookernbeck of SeaWorld, Crookernbeck of SeaWorld.
Bayek of SeaWorld. That's one way to say it. God damn it, Edinburgh. It's Bayek of SeaWorld. Not SeaWorld. What are you saying? Hello there, Ava. Welcome in, dude. Good evening. How's it going? Amita, thank you so much for the 4 months of resubbing as well. I hope you had a good time with Cyberpunk. Hope you make good progress. And I hope the game didn't give you too much trouble performance-wise this evening. Thank you, Ava. Yeah, it's going very well. Making some good progress. Just doing like a short stream today. But yeah, it's good to kind of like make a bit more story progress. And by the end of the week, I plan on finishing the game and making our start to Black Flag. Already worked out the timeline for that game and the order of events. So yeah, quite excited to get started with Edward's story soon as well. But yeah, I've been really enjoying Banishers, especially the story parts of it. Thank you, Meet. I'm doing well. How about you? Hello there, Witcher Garrett. Welcome in as well. Good evening. Hope things are going well. Meet went well. He made some good progress with the NCPD scanners, or like you like to call them, the Cyberpunk question marks. Yeah, they're just glorified question marks, really, aren't they? But that's really good though, that you make good progress with them. So, how far are you actually main story-wise at this point? Because I'm not sure if I saw the last main story that you were doing. And yeah, for anyone who didn't join in with the raid, if you haven't checked out the Meter channel, here's another shout out. I posted also one earlier after the raid. He's a great streamer, playing lots of different games, often to the 100%, so definitely likes to go for all the achievements and really taking the games to an in-depth level. Also taking on viewer picks as well, some of which I picked. And yeah, some of those include Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, Need for Speed Heat. We also played games like Assassin's Creed, of course, Ghost of Tsushima, all that fun stuff. And right now he's playing some Cyberpunk 2077. Another great game by CDPR. Are they going well? Bit tired from work as always nowadays, but you've been having a real chill evening. That's really good, Ave. I was kind of thinking about doing the same because I also had a pretty busy day over here. But yeah, I felt like energized enough to actually, you know, do a bit more progress and do some gaming, and the rest of the week is gonna be fairly busy too, so might be I won't be able to stream before Friday again, so it's good to get some extra time in and get closer to the end of this. But yeah, I'm glad that you've been, you know, having a nice chill evening. Had to restart the game 3 times, but you're getting used to it now. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. At least sometimes games allow you to delete the videos that play when you launch the game. You know, like warning for epilepsy or kind of like, you know, game logos or ads or whatever. So sometimes when I have to restart the game, often like due to modding or something, I end up deleting those videos. So restarting the game can be done in like under a minute. But yeah, it's so annoying, you know, that you have to go through that just to make the game run
Echo, whispering to me.
as it's supposed to. Dr. Darling defeated the hard boss in Silk Song. When you read in Steam achievements that 78% of the players have done it. Damn. Yeah, I have a feeling that Silk Song has a pretty dedicated fan base. But it could also be that that number is getting inflated with time. Because with time, I think there's gonna be more people who might start the game and don't finish it, or, you know, have started it, but many people have already, you know, played for the game. Would be interesting how that statistic is gonna be like in the long run. Today you continue the mission with a guy, you forgot his name, the guy who worked for Arasaka. You talked for a few minutes and then he said you should wait for his call. Ah, right, I remember. Yeah. I remember who you mean. I can't recall his name either, but I at least know who you mean. Yeah, not too sure either how I would do with, you know, Hollow Knight. I haven't played those games yet, but I don't mind 2D games, you know, like that Metroidvania style. But they can be tricky, especially if there's like a lot of happening on the screen. Or if you kind of lose oversight of where characters. But I think Silk Song is also pretty punishing, right? Like I think later you can die very quickly and easily as well. So you always gotta be on your toes.
And stand away. I'll not say it twice.
Hear me! I'm not your foe!
Obey the order. Put the pickaxe down.
Your uniform won't protect your son. Your officer will bury us all! He'll bury us all!
He'll bury us all. He meaning Pennington, right?
Who else?
Yeah, who else? Maybe he meant you? Akimura, I think. That could be, yeah. Goro? Ah, Goro was him. I see. Yeah, it's been a bit since I played Cyberpunk. What life path did I go with? Do you mean in Cyberpunk? Like which background I had? The Order of the Ancients? An order for me? My McDonald's order, actually. One Big Mac, please. Right, yeah. I chose actually Nomad on my first time playing. But I think upon replaying I wouldn't mind going with Street Kid.
The chain goes that way. Could you reach it by those carts?
Yeah, same here. I really enjoyed the story. Okay, so we gotta get a card in here then. I'm stuck.
The chain goes that way. Could you reach it by those carts? The chain goes that way. Could you reach it by those carts?
Nur mit das wir kennen wollen, or so you've heard. Interesting. Yeah, copper could be quite interesting, you know, getting the advantages of high society, I guess. That could really be handy. I still have to play that DLC as well for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. It's supposed to be really good. But yeah, I will play Cyberpunk when I get into the future timeline. In a few years. And then I'm gonna play the Phantom Liberty DLC as well. Jesus. Only 377 years away. Yeah, put it into that perspective, it's not too bad, is it? But yeah, the thing is that of course once you reach the 20th and 21st century, there's gonna be so many games. And it will be not quite the same as like other centuries you played through. Okay, so the bridge is gone now, I guess. That's not good. Ah, okay, so I can just pass through here.
Sebastian, what is this place?
It's nothing. It's only... The people were angry. And for good reason.
Rebel camp.
Three strips, 1 bottle of spirit, 1 decoction against fever, 1 box of needles, and 1 spool of stitching thread. Come back in 2 days at sunset. Rock in the shape of a bird. N.A. You did this chain last, so you don't know. Yeah, fair enough. Sus, I say, sus. Aura's close to being judge, jury, and executioner here. But you're not wrong there. Very sus bugger. How do you determine how many things you need to play through before Cyberpunk for it to come up naturally in an historic order run in the first place? Well, it definitely is not gonna be historical, of course, in any means. And yeah, it would be many games to go through. I mean, just as part as my historic order run, which ends in 1945 at the end of the Second World War.
Traces of a ghost's memory resonate here.
The start of kind of like modern history. Or contemporary history, I guess. Yeah, that alone is like almost 60 games worth. And I, of course, could have included like so many more. Do you know what time it is? Time for me to go motionless. No worries whatsoever, Dr. Darling. I hope you have a good night and a good rest. I hope you enjoy. And thank you so much for being here as well. And for joining us today. And definitely stay motionless. Motionless like Osiris.
They move not, they stir not, be it done for them as for Osiris. I am Osiris.
Let them not remain motionless, let them not corrupt. There are no worms with you, you are not repugnant. Let them not remain motionless, let them not corrupt.
Hail to you, Osiris. Your limbs are lasting. You do not know corruption.
Yes. I was still kind of hoping for the motionless like Osiris, like the actual OG one, but wasn't meant to be. Your gavel is just waiting to drop.
Sense the ripple of a past conversation.
Now the song will be stuck in your head. Just the perfect thing you want to hear before going into bed, isn't it? Having like a song stuck in your head. You'll wake up in the middle of the night praising Osiris now. Thanks for that. You're very welcome, Ave. Now you know how I felt waking up in the middle of the night and singing Clair Obscur. Soldier's Journal, June 2nd. For the good of a wider colony, Priest has locked us in. We spent the afternoon organizing the rations based on the greatest need, who has the greatest chances of living. We count 36 patients, 7 soldiers, 3 nurses. Pretty sure I can waive my advancements goodbye if I don't involve myself, so here I am. I already miss the sun. June 8. Priest kept the dying away from the rest and forbade us to check on them. We could hear them, deep in the mines. They are quiet now. They have been quiet for some time. It is hard to fight the silence, but God is with us, and we have food enough to last us a little longer yet. We shall come through this, those of us who are not sick. June 15th. Most of the week I guard the entryway. There was a fight. A sick miner broke Nurse Jolly's teeth. 2 militiamen killed him dead on the spot. Tempers fray. Those miners still fit to work have downed their tools. The furnaces are cold, but the men bore over. They steal and we punish them. Priest looks out for us, carving us out the lion's share of the rations. The better for us to do our work. Dying, hungry men do desperate things. They surely come for us. June 22nd. Come they did. Bloodbath. 9 men sent to isolation. Jolly started coughing, so Priest had her dragged away too. We no longer leave a barricade at the entryway. Priest spends countless hours hunched over his reports, writing and rewriting. I don't feel good. My skin feels hot, my lungs burn, my blood feels leaden. I pray it is the dust and the darkness. I wish to see the sun once more before I die. Some Twitch is acting up time and time again. I had to switch frame rate up during the time of me addressing your comments, so cut out a good bit of it. Oh, that's no worries. But yeah, definitely requires like quite a bit of research. You know, in the first place, kind of like, I mean, the way I started is with the AC games, you know, at least when it comes to the historical auto run. Because I've already done like a historical auto run on just the AC games. But then I thought about like, I want to fill the gaps, you know, like with other historical games I'm like either interested in playing, haven't played before, or maybe, you know, it's historical games that I already played before that I would love to showcase. And yeah, you know, it's like kind of going from there, I guess. But yeah, with Cyberpunk, it's definitely not part of the like historical project. But it's more like a, you know, kind of like far away idea that at some point I might be done with the historical auto run and going all the way to contemporary history, meaning from 1945 to the year 2028 or whenever I'm like getting to that point. And from then, you know, maybe check out some like futuristic games. But those, of course, wouldn't really have that much of a connection to each other anymore, considering that, you know, they all will be based on like different futures, of course. But yeah, there will be a long, long time before we even get close to that. You all sing when you wake up? You don't? Isn't that naturally what everyone does?
Of a ghost's voice.
Just in the middle of the night?
High position gerech.
High precision getter? Some you would think there would be a number of games that are generally set in the near or far future that would be harder to narrow down and make it hard to determine when Cyberpunk would fit in naturally. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's definitely not going to be anything like the historical auto run where you have just natural connections due to it being based on history. You know, some more than others, but, you know, you'd still have that kind of like continuity feeling, you know. But once you go into the future, you know, how some people paint the future is of course super different to each other. How modern a game might feel, you know, and at that point it would be less about, I guess, finding that much of a consistency in, you know, technology developing and stuff. But more like, okay, these are like different future scenarios that people have thought of, I guess. But yeah, I'm not too sure how far I would even take that, to be honest. I haven't even decided if I 100% want to do a future run because, you know, my aim was to focus on history. But it's kind of like something that, of course, has been like recommended or suggested a few times, and I've been also thinking about. But it could be fun to kind of like think about, you know, futures and dystopias and, you know, those of course also being interesting thought experiments. But yeah, you know, they can heavily differ, of course. And I'm not sure if it would be possible to create like a consistency or set them up in a way that feels like it's naturally developing technology and still like feeling like it could be part of the same universe or something. You just tell your cat to calm down and shut up, that it's not feeding time yet. Yeah, that's a classic, isn't it, with cats? A friend of mine had a cat who always woke up the family at like 5 AM in the morning, demanding to be fed. I couldn't do that. I'm not like that much of a morning person. Not the auto mod. The auto mod is like you can't even say shut up anymore. After Cyberpunk, you have Mass Effect, which is far into the future. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's quite a few games. I mean, I went ahead and kind of created a rudimentary, like, 4 timeline list, which I'm not too sure is, like, up to date, really. I can showcase it regardless. But yeah, so at some point I just started to compile, like, you know, the timelines together between historical, contemporary history, and then, you know, future potentially. And I mean, future, the first game actually being set in the future from now would be Deus Ex Human Revolution, and then Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Then we have Watch Dogs Legion set in 2030, like roughly. It doesn't really state exactly, but it's in the 2030s. Detroit Become Human has apparently the year of 2038. The first Deus Ex is actually much later, in 2052. Death Stranding, this one is kind of like a bit tricky because I had to do some research into like fanboys, you know, doing like a deep dive into what leads them to believe that the game is actually set in the 2050s and 60s. I guess there's not like a, you know, full date or something, but according to some lore pieces, this is what people assume is actually the, you know, setting of a time frame of Death Stranding. Then Cyberpunk 2077. Then Fallout 3, technically. I'm not too sure if I want to play the game, to be honest. The Outer Worlds is gonna get off the list because I never want to play the game again. I didn't enjoy the Outer Worlds too much, to be honest. And then super late we have like Horizon Zero Dawn in the 3000s. And then Forbidden West. And there's also another kind of like deep dive that people did into Stray. And supposedly someone determined the exact date of the start of Stray, which is the 11th of October, 3127. But as someone worked out the exact dates according to lore pieces. And making some crazy maths and stuff. But yeah, those are like only games I was like, you know, remotely interested in, that I was already like putting on the list just in case I want to actually do like a future run. But by the time we get to that part of the run, I reckon we're already over here. You know. So this might actually become like contemporary history at that point. But it's kind of doubtful how that will work out, you know, considering that it's, of course, its concept is as a futuristic, you know, setting. But yeah. You got an automatic feeder for her now, but she also gets wet food. So if you're not awake 2 hours before wet food, she would wake me 1 hour before. Yeah, we definitely have that inner clock as well, you know. You know exactly what time it is. But yeah, this list isn't entirely up to date here. Like some games have already taken off my historical order run. That are still on here because I don't keep this, you know, as up to date as my main list, for instance. But as you can see, after we finish Banishers, which will be soon, we have lots and lots of AC content coming up. Probably take a break of AC, maybe between the Colonial Saga and Unity. Just to have like a bit of variety because it's like a lot of AC back to back there. Cats don't care if you're a morning person. They're hungry, damn it. And you gotta respect the cat's wishes. Always. You see Bioshock? Nice. Yeah, with Bioshock, I initially put that on the list because I thought, yeah, you know, it's like set in a time, technically. And it's certainly, you know, taking inspiration from, you know, some historical events, I guess. But the more time went on, the more I thought about not including it just because of how much it seems it's its own universe, I guess. And while it takes inspiration from like history, I guess for me, it has to play in the real world, you know, like on planet Earth as we know it, with like the rough history as we know it. So I guess it's taking it maybe a step too far there. At least when it comes to like the historical side of things. With future stuff, you know, that'll be different. So Bioshock I might not actually play. But it's something that's still a bit in limbo considering, you know, I yet have to get to a point. And changes might still happen to the list. So Mass Effect is in 2183. Gotcha. I can put it on the list as like a potential game to check out, because I actually haven't played those ones yet. And do all the Mass Effect games take place around the same time frame, or are there like a lot of years in between the different games? DBH is probably the best of a genre of gaming. Sorry, DBH? I was kind of like thinking of Dead by Daylight, and I was like, no, hold on. It's H, not D. Detroit Become Human. Okay, yeah. Now I know. Yeah, this game I'm super looking forward to, Detroit Become Human. It looks very, very good in terms of, you know, choice-based stories. And I like the setting and also the psychology, I guess, behind the game. I guess how you view, you know, robots or, you know, AI and all that type of stuff. It's funny because cats can't tell time as far as you know, but she knows exactly when the automatic feeder is going off. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. But cats also can see more dimensions than us. So maybe they see or know something that we don't. You loved Horizon Zero Dawn, but you can't bring myself to play Forbidden West. Currently playing for Mass Effect 2 and you love them so far. Mass Effect 2 is 2 years later and 3 1 year after 2. Gotcha, so very close to each other then, so you could kind of like play them back to back then. On a timeline at least. So what's the issue with Forbidden West then? Is it like too big of a game for you to play through, or is it kind of like the dread of like playing such a big game? Dragon Ball Heaven. My favorite game set in a certain year. Yeah, that's understandable. There's been some times I wanted to also play Forbidden West earlier. But yeah, it was also definitely knowing how much time you have to invest into the playthrough. And then I had a good excuse to myself, you know, to say, yeah, well, it's set in a certain year. So I'm just gonna set it on the, you know, play it later list. Knowing full well that it's like at the, you know, bare end of a list here, and it will be years and years until I even get to the point, but that's how it is. Sometimes you have to, you know, have priorities on what games you focus on. just the character change. They made the main character look ugly. Ah, okay. I haven't noticed too much of that, but also haven't like watched a ton of the game or like paid that much attention to the character models. But it's definitely unfortunate when you don't feel like you enjoy the character model quite as much anymore. Is Expedition on my historic order run for next year? It's not, no. Yeah, the historical order run in general would be like a one-off project. And I don't intend on repeating this whole thing. Not that I don't enjoy it, it's just, the time investment, and it's a multi-year project, right? Like, I've actually started this last year in May, so it's been 1 year and, almost 5 months now since I've actually started the whole thing. And at this point, we are at 28 out of 52 games. And that's just for the timeline until 1945. So, yeah. But yeah, with Expedition also, I wouldn't actually include it in the historical order run. Because, for me it's not really clear, I guess. I guess you could argue that, the main world is kind of like set in, Paris. Clearly there's like some, supernatural magical stuff happening with the painting abilities. And yeah, I guess you could also say it's kind of like inspired by Belle Epoque era, But yeah, for me I wouldn't really consider it as a historic game, I guess, regardless. Maybe some historical inspirations, but yeah, not to the degree of like other games that I have on the list. Do I at least play some different games outside of a stream, or do I live and breathe 1600, 1900s? Well, I wouldn't really say that I'm like a particular big lover of the 1600s. It's more like that we have now reached, this particular time. I actually really loved, for example, the ancient times, maybe even a bit more. Like seeing the, upcoming of the Egyptian Empire and all that. But I still really enjoy this, of course, playing through these years here. But yeah, I do play some stuff outside of the streaming, but that's mostly like multiplayer stuff. And pretty short rounds, just like when I want to play like a game of cards, Hearthstone, or like Magic the Gathering, or like some Rocket League if I fancy some more fast-paced mechanical gaming, stuff like that. And occasionally I will also take a break from the historical order run and then play something non-historical. So yeah, like every now and then, I like take a break in between and then play something different. But yeah, I mean, in a way, we're definitely gonna live and breathe the 16 to 1900s for a couple more months. Didn't realize it was that long and started that long ago. Yeah, it's like been a really long, project in the making. But I've also been having, less time of last year, I guess, also to stream overall, so that also played a role in like how fast I've gotten through certain games. But at the same time, since then, I've also decided to just play one game at a time. Before that, I used to play 2 to 3 games at a time. But now with the schedule, I wouldn't really get through any game in any reasonable amount of time if I wouldn't focus on just one game. So yeah, that's why it's like only history for some times, and then maybe only like some non-history for the entirety of one game. But yeah, that's why I'm also anticipating that, it will be still quite a bit of time till we get for the rest of this. But I don't mind that, because I really enjoy the project and I'm looking super forward to the other games as part of this run. Especially now, having the AC games on the horizon. historical run hasn't gotten you to charm your own butter yet. Not quite yet, but watching videos about it though. Yeah, there's actually like a British TV show where they put people in like historical settings, I guess, and they kind of have to live like a miller or like a farmer in like a community for like a certain amount of time and actually, you know, bake their own bread and make their own butter and cheese and stuff. Sometimes I like to watch that. But to be honest, I wouldn't want to do that myself. Living in this kind of like back in the age scenario for like a long time. I do actually really like the comforts of modernity. And I quite like, you know, having technology and internet and getting to play games and watching videos, you know. Wouldn't want to miss that. And I also like the fact that I don't actually have to wash my clothes by hand anymore or that I have to churn my own butter. But I still find it fascinating how, you know, those things developed, and I still love learning about it. And I still love preserving, you know, that knowledge or like techniques that are associated with it. But yeah, I still really like living in this day and age, for the most part. But yeah, it can't be all good, right? But yeah, so we're not gonna actually jump back into the game tonight anymore. This is actually gonna be where we'll call it for today's stream of Banishers. But I would say we made some decent progress. We finished at least one quest and got pretty far into another. So I think after this current one, it's only going to be 3 more quests or so. So yeah, I think by the end of a week, we might have a good chance of actually, you know, finishing this. But yeah, it's getting late over here, so I'm gonna call it here for tonight. Hello there, Maxi, good evening. Welcome in, dude, and how's it going? No worries over stream, Aura, thank you for being here and for joining us. It's a Maxi in the chat. What is this? That's the German way of saying it. No worries over stream either, Assertive. Thank you so much for being here too. You just got here. No worries, Maxi. Sorry for the timing, dude. I would have definitely loved to play a bit more, but yeah, it's getting late here and still want to spend some time with Levi and, you know, also gotta get up in time tomorrow. You know how it be. No worries for the stream either, Zomp. Thank you for being here. Hope you also have a good rest of your day. And hope you also enjoy your playthroughs with Spidey and Ghost and Claire Obscure, of course. Thank you, Maxi. I hope you have a good one too. No worries, Amita, either for the stream. Hope you also have a good night. Thank you again so much for the raid earlier as well, Amita. Really appreciate it. Going good, thanks. Super tiring day. I definitely feel that, Maxi. But I'm glad that you're doing good though otherwise. I hope that tomorrow's gonna be a bit less tiring for you. You can finish it, you can soon finish it as quickly as you want. You can decide to do all these side quest hauntings, or you can just go to New Eden. Gotcha. Yeah, probably just go to New Eden to be honest, because yeah, I would prefer for now to just get the main story finished. And kind of like move on to Black Flag. I enjoy the game, you know, quite a bit, but yeah, I don't think I want to take it that in depth on this playthrough, to be honest. But it's good they give you the choice, you know. And I feel like going to New Eden also fits with the approach that I've chosen, you know, going with the Ascension of Antea. Because as far as I know, if you want to actually resurrect Antea, then you're kind of like forced to do all the side quests and hauntings, or at least most of them. to actually, you know, get enough blame victims to succeed with a resurrection rite. But given that I don't plan on doing that, you know, that's definitely fine. But I guess that's something that you're probably doing right for your replay then. So that'll be cool to see. Maxi is a new Ave. Maxi joins and immediately the stream ends. He has taken your mentor, Ave. You Platinum Club score. Indeed, Maxi. Yeah, I saw that on Discord. Yeah, for GG's there. But GG is again on getting there. That's definitely a really good achievement because I still haven't got my 100%, even though, you know, I definitely tried and played a bit beyond the main story. But yeah, there's quite a lot to it, isn't it? Like also quite a bit of backtracking involved and like getting all the quests finished and stuff. I bet the Simon fight was also super tough, wasn't it? I still haven't done that one. Thanks, Maxi. Yeah, I'm doing well. Also been, you know, pretty busy day over here, but fortunately not too tiring, so I could still, you know, stream for a bit. Because sometimes after work and like a long day, I don't really feel like doing much other than just existing. You agree, Assertive? Yeah. Yeah, definitely, you know, good game and I had my fun with it, but yeah, after like, you know, 6-7 streams or so, I definitely feel like I'm ready to finish it. We still haven't even bothered with Simon. I haven't even found Simon yet, but yeah, I don't blame you. He seems to be really, really tough. That's the other thing, Maxi, right? Like sometimes you also have to get a bit lucky with what attacks the enemy is doing, but you might also be better in like parrying or dodging than others. Ah, that's cool. I was just looking at my viewer list, looking for shoutout targets. Then I saw that chatbots are actually now listed separately to moderators. Or at least, I mean, they're still listed as moderators, but also separately listed as chatbots. That's pretty nice. But yeah, I want to give some shoutouts there to Maxi, Mita, Ave, Assertive. Also, just gonna give some shoutouts to some other streamers I would like to recommend as well. Also Rod, Lucinda and Chilla. Maxi has been playing some Scarlet Nexus. He also recently played games like Claire Obscure himself. Amita, who's been doing a playthrough of Cyberpunk. Ave, who's been playing some Spider-Man Remastered, the 2018 game. Assertive, who's been playing Dead by Daylight, but also Banishers as well. Rod, who's been doing AC Valhalla, doing a Mortal Kombat challenge, where he can only use his fists and he can't use any abilities or weapons. Lucinda, who's been playing some Days Gone. And also Schiller, who's been doing a 100% playthrough of AC Odyssey. So yeah, if you're looking for some new streamers to catch that you maybe haven't checked out before, then definitely have a look at them. Yeah, I don't blame you, Ave. That's how I also kind of feel like, you know, like, yeah, I'm probably like moving on now from Club Score. And I had a great time with it, but I don't want to make it feel like, you know, it's too much of a drag just getting, you know, 100% finish or something. But I did actually finish all the Gesture beaches, you know, recently, including the one where I have to climb up. So getting that achievement, you know, felt like I got the most difficult part done. No worries for the shoutouts, Zertif. Yeah, pretty nice feature, Maxi. Love seeing, you know, small things like that being added. Yeah, Frozen Hearts is a really good leveling area for sure, Zomb. I noticed that too. No worries, Ava for the stream and the shoutout. Catch you next time, dude. No worries, Ava Maxi for the shoutout. 31.5 million XP from a single fight on Frozen Hearts. What the fuck? That's a lot. All the Gesture beaches? Yep. Yeah, I got the achievement for finishing all of them. Some I didn't mind quite as much as others, but they were all kinda annoying on some level, I would say. So yeah. But yeah, let's actually have a look who's online and who we could raid out to. There's a few people streaming here. My Twitch is actually loading and not being stuck. That is. Alright, how about we go and raid out to Hyro. Hyro Vigilante. Long-time community member. And he's also a DJ actually. But right now he's doing some gaming, though he's playing some Mass Effect, which we just talked about. But yeah, lovely dude, big lover of music. And yeah, love to play futuristic types of games. If you want to join us with a raid, feel free to copy and paste those raid emotes in chat. Thank you for putting them into chat, Maxi. Yeah, for sure, Zomb. You know, it felt very, very difficult. Not because, you know, it was like super challenging in terms of like how it was structured, but sometimes just because of how clunky the mechanics felt, you know. But it was very much on purpose, apparently, by the developers. That, you know, they were like designed to be annoying. Or like very tough to actually beat. You too, Zomb. Have a good one. Thank you again, everyone, so much for joining us today. And yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your day or night. And I will catch you at some point by the end of the week. Probably. Until next time. You too, Zertif. Have a good evening